Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Your View. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here, Nima in the building!
Yo, yo, yo!
After 8 months. Eight full months.
Only you waka come.
Yes,
It's up to that.
She didn't come alone though. She
Now
came with...
only Sam's naming she saw before she disappeared.
Yes.
Sam self has started working.
It was holding forth for me now.
How you doing? How's the baby?
Baby is fine.
Welcome back. People have been asking, where is Nima? When did she
Where is
resume? I said,
that
don't worry, November 21st. Don't worry, she
You
resumed.
know, while I was in the hospital, some people would just come. They don't recognize me because I was disguising a lot. But they will they will hear the voice, and if I can't know that face, I know that voice. Where have you been? You've not been on set. It's you now. And then I'll pretend like,
Yeah.
can it be me? Do you know me?
But you know what? We're going to still take a lot of information from you because you told me that you learned so much. 8 months being in the hospital with women who are waiting for their children, that kind of stuff. You went through a lot of, you taught you a lot. So we're going to be feeding up that information as we go on ahead. But you know, how has it been?
It's been fun. It's been a whole new experience. It's like I went to school, I thank God.
Wow.
But I must say thank you to the staff and management of MCC and Modofi.
Wow.
And then I must shout out to Dr. Abdurrahman Babajide Olaiton.
Wow.
He was so kind to me. He was just a wonderful gynecologist. He stood by me. And on the day I had Imran, he was the one I called. He was off duty. He came on duty and worked with the doctors to, you know, to see my baby to come. I just pray that your marriage is blessed. I missed his marriage on Saturday. He was in Ilorin. I couldn't
young
travel.
guy, young doctor.
So I just pray for him. I say Allah will bring all the barakah.
Fantastic.
marriage.
Well done.
And we are greeting Dr. Adegoke, who was taking care of her.
I've told him he must come on this show.
That's all right.
They will come.
Dang.
They have so much there, but you know, they just like their office work. They like to hide away.
Yeah, that's nice.
So much, I learned so much from them. They will come. We'll use
You
them,
know, we'll
they
talk
are resource
about it
persons.
because being on the bed for how many months were you on the bed?
6 months.
6
Wow.
months. Jeez. Man, so some people that just have, we give them, get pregnant
And
and
just
do
give-
where they don't know what God has done
We
for
don't
them.
know. I've even formed a clique with the ladies that we stay together. I keep their phone numbers. We have a WhatsApp group. We talk. Some of them still don't have good results, so we're praying for them.
Fantastic. Welcome back, Nima. Let me
Ah,
rush to
we
this lady.
thank God. I cannot keep calm because it's a special somebody's birthday today. Happy birthday, D-Law. God bless you exceedingly abundantly. He's still vexing. He has refused to change my phone. But God is watching you immediately. And
D-Log.
I'm using
I don't know that
today's
code, though.
special.
Sorry, what's that?
Today
They
is special
don't
day.
understand what she's saying. But the person she's saying,
Is it not our
No,
guy?
no, it's
what's our guy's name?
Is he my colleague?
Yes.
happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday.
you.
This person we think it is.
It is who we take it to. Happy birthday.
This is my bros.
Happy
Bros,
birthday.
and I'm saying thank you for, you know, they feel you.
Yes, we are wishing you well.
D-Log.
Don't worry.
Now, wow.
That's a new
Don't
one.
worry.
Oh,
We are
maybe we should, we too should change now. I'll find a new name.
Takwe, how are you?
I'm good. Very busy
have to rush off.
weekend. I was on the LABI show. Thank you, LABI. It
Yes,
was
sir.
fantastic. Feedback was great. This week is November 27th, the
Yes,
Sexually
sir.
Confident Women's Conference.
Papa, I should
And-
give you a round of applause. You and Noah.
Yes, it's building up, and I thank God. I was at Redeemed Church yesterday to speak on this same issue, and it was fantastic. Sorry to Beulah, I couldn't come for your event on Saturday. I'm really sorry, but just register.
All week we'll be talking about it. Don't worry. So,
Yes.
I have to rush off. It was a busy weekend for me too.
Yeah.
My parties, although we had 2 parties yesterday. All right, that's what we can take. Today is World Television Day, so
Keep watching.
keep watching. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
I read.
Welcome back. Let's start with The Nation. Detectives uncover huge cash payments to justices. And there's a breakdown here. Facts and figures, I'll just read a couple. Their salary was $750,000. Annually, month annual subsidy was $750 also. In fact, $10,000 extra code for trips. Wow. And just a few others. MPC, that's the Monetary Policy Committee, to hold their rates and talks on inflation today. Federal government hires 200,000 graduates. And let's see, what else do I have here? Southwest governors meet today on economy. Right. And Tompolo, Kingsman trade accusations over bombings. So let's talk about we'll talk about the major headline in I think, in Vanguard.
I wanted to talk about the Southwest governors from Oyo, Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, Ogun, and Lagos states who are going to be meeting, and this meeting is bipartisan, to talk about the economic development of the Southwest. They're coming together to say, regardless of where you're from and
The party,
Political affiliation.
who you're affiliated to, let's just work together as one. Let's one state lift up another in the Southwest.
That's
I think
very
it's
important.
very commendable.
That's a very good
we
one.
need each other to grow. You
that's
know,
fantastic.
the kind of independence that Lagos State has, developed over the years is something that they cannot tap from.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that they take it very serious. So.
fantastic.
We'll be watching out for that.
Okay, let's move on. There's another story from Nation that we want to pick up. Okay, the Justice stories in the.
These
Even-
stories
yeah,
are very
that's
similar
Vanguard,
across
yeah.
all the papers.
Okay, moving on to Vanguard. We've hired 200,000 graduates, says federal government. This will start work December 1st. Part of 500,000 job scheme. Employees to work as teachers, Greek health workers. Let's see. Gunmen kidnap ex-minister Bagudu in Kaduna. Bandits kill 2 policemen, 7 others in Zamfara. And federal government docks Justice Unguta on 14-count charge today. Okay, lots of stories here. Let's start with the federal government hiring 200,000 out of the 500,000 planned.
The Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Laolo Akode, has announced that the employment will be in 2 weeks' time. They will start training from December 1st. This has been their promise from the pre-election, and they've been hoping to do this.
Campaign promise.
And they've gotten the fund to do to go ahead with it. The 200,000 are going to be trained to become teachers.
No, 150
No,
is teachers,
150
for teachers,
150,000 teachers,
20,000 for health workers.
Yes, and 30 to
30 for-
work on agriculture.
Yes.
No, was I think 30 for health workers, 20 for
agriculture.
Is it that?
I'm reading it here, 30,000 to work in agriculture and 20,000 in healthcare delivery.
Healthcare
So, yeah.
delivery.
So my worry, I know
Why do you always
that
have a worry?
when we promise, it's good to fulfill. But we already have a tilted towards the government being carrying all the weight with the wages, and this will just increase the burden, which means that next year budget to be spent would increase towards payment of recurrent of salary.
So they shouldn't hire
Let me
them.
add to
So
your
I
own. They should
know
hire
that we
them.
would like to create an environment that would enable things like this spring up. We need good teachers for our educational
Certainly.
sector. But we can't afford to pay this
150,000
consistently.
So let's stop talking with two mouths of our cheek now.
teachers,
Two sides of our cheek.
That is not balanced. It's tilting to one side too much. I felt that since we're all trying to diversify and we're looking into agriculture, we shouldn't just have 30,000. At least maybe 100 teachers, 50,000,
You're talking about
workers
the
for
portions,
agriculture,
the
because
appropriation. Okay.
because up north we have resources that we can actually fields that we can put these people and train them properly, and they would
For agriculture, right?
Maya,
bring
okay,
that change.
yes.
May I add to the worry? It sounds very much like Youth Service Corps, and they're not paying them as when due right now, because you are just going
You
to
don't
be
have money.
employing teachers. See, I think that the way to go in our economy as it is to put all of our money into creating the infrastructure that can allow people to create their own employment, rather than employing people that by next year you won't be able to pay them
I think it should be
salaries
done
again.
simultaneously, because we do need teachers. We don't need people who
We
have the
do need to
expertise
employ.
to
We
help
don't- we don't need teachers,
to
right?
train
We need
others.
to-
So
we have teachers on ground with
you're right.
to pay.
You're right, but I think we should be done
We're
simultaneously.
not paying
But let's
salaries
talk about
of teachers already.
Let's talk about this ex-minister who was kidnapped. Who read that story? He went to visit. He went to pay a condolence visit to the ex Dasuki's father, and on his way after he left Dasuki's residence, was on his way to Daura to see the president's nephew. And as he get down on this and the Camry came up light, and as
It smells
the
like
came with
an
masked men came down to grab him from.
It smells like an
His
inside
car.
job. because you need to have known his
Where he
activity
would have
and
been.
what
But they
is
could tell him.
yes.
They could have been telling him.
It sounds
Yeah.
like an inside job. One, number two, I'm surprised that we're having kidnapping in the north because you know it is something predominantly within the south and our region. So
But-
if we don't nip kidnapping at the body
Well,
to
we don't
spread
need- we
around,
never need-
That's
That's
the
why it's
second
here
kidnap
now.
now.
yes, in the
On
north.
the same visit. I
Yeah.
think someone else, there's this cleric in the north last week who went to visit who went for the burial and was kidnapped also.
Everybody just stayed in their house.
So everybody sits in
Okay,
the house.
our final paper.
There's
This,
hunger in the land.
there is. That's really the summation of all this. Moving on to Daily Sun. $2 million houses hang on Supreme Court Justice's neck. Jazun Gota faces trial today. 5 witnesses lined up. Ex-Minister Hersey kidnapped in Kaduna. Atiku military disagree over terror war. Attack on police station. Soldiers take over Ido community in Ekiti. And fuel price, Nupeng draws battle line.
So,
So now they just
you have to deal with your
Justice.
justice. I've been waiting for you since.
you have to establish. But I was going to talk about the cash payments. I dare not talk to their lordship. But you know,
Are you sick of them lordship?
but
Your lordship are going to. He's taking the dock
Moriah,
today.
They are
He's
sitting
getting
down
the
with the
dock,
dock.
today.
You know that I don't want to be the bad.
That's all right.
So let me
Lawyers
talk
don't
carefully.
talk anyhow.
But
Bam!
these huge cash payments,
Yes.
it means that they are trying to sideline e-payment that can be traced, and they know the meaning of tracing.
Yes.
So it is indictive, but
Yes.
you know.
Indicting. But
Let me just say.
But the other, also what I
stay
read
clear.
from the revenue mobilization allocation fiscal, they're saying that what was paid to the
It's
judges
outside
is
the
not, it's
approved.
outside what was approved.
And it's a cash.
That
payment.
makes it illegal.
Anyway.
And it's cash payment.
Since 2009.
But
Anyway.
Mura, we were mentioned on this platform that when we hold the justice accountable, we should remember that there's a system that is allowing this. There are many people that are signing this. All the people involved should also be docked. It shouldn't be the justice involved.
So,
in
Okay,
it.
let me establish
let's
the
just
story.
see the docking of this one first.
This particular issue is making the president speechless.
What happened?
Really?
Please establish it.
So that's how that's how it was reported.
Okay, let's move to Nupeng. Nupeng
Yes,
is
so they-
flexing muscles.
Yes, they said they're going to. They don't want fuel hike.
Who
They
was
don't
going to
want
hide the fuel?
They don't want fuel hike between
Forex.
this festive season because they are hearing what we cannot
Ah,
hear.
there-
That used
Becky.
to be the norm. It used to be the December thing. We have crisis.
Yes.
And then
They say
do
we
it
don't
all the way
want
to
fuel hike
January.
within this festive period, and that if they go on, if there's fuel hike,
That's not
they
their
will
main
go on
issue.
strike.
Their main
the main issue
issue
is the
is-
NNPC.
yeah, they don't want
That
them to sell
want-
NNPC,
Yes,
exactly.
they don't want
So-
them to sell NNPC.
They are afraid for
that,
their jobs.
Yes, that they are saying that they want to sell NNPC because they want to do turnover maintenance in the refinery. But guess what? That the refineries are not even working at the moment.
all.
So you don't use it as an excuse to sell NNPC. Remember, I carried the story last week about the fact that they want to break down all this NNPC, PPR, PP,
Yes,
MC,
yes,
and
yes.
DP. That all these companies they want
DPR.
DPR. They want to collapse all of them into one major company. I think that is one of the things that Nupeng is
Fighting.
having issues with. I believe that the policy is a good one, so they should discuss with Nupeng. Don't let it result to strike before
Yeah.
you address them.
Because one of the issues they gave was that they are a bit ineffective.
Yes,
And they are divided like
duplication
this.
of
Duplication
jobs.
of jobs is
I was also going to pick the story on the stock exchange.
Yeah.
Losing 218
billion.
billion naira by the end of last week.
Policy.
There's really nothing much to say.
All right, that's all we can take
Except
on.
that we are feeling the impacts of
A
this
lot of
our
people-
inflation.
People are hungry.
feeling
People are hungry,
the impact
Mariah.
of this
Inflation.
Let me just say something. I wanted to give out free ticket on the LBI show, and somebody pinged me that don't give out free tickets. It's money. I don't need free ticket. I need money to eat.
Ah.
As in, it's that bad. It is that bad.
It's terrible. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, our hot topic. It was hot the whole of last week. Governor Shemele gets 200 million houses. So it's 2 million naira worth house. House in a do government. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, according to reports that we read last week, Edo State's House of Assembly has approved the construction of a residential building worth 200 million naira as terminal benefit for the immediate past governor of the state, that's Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Other benefits to be enjoyed by this governor are a pension for life at a rate equivalent to 100% of his last annual salary, in addition to an officer not above the salary grade of grade 12 as special assistant, a personal secretary not below the grade of level 10, who shall be selected by the former governor from the public service of Edo State. Now, what are your thoughts on this? It's your view. Call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweet. Now, I don't want us to put Governor or Comrade Oshiomhole on trial because we can say it from our own perspective. But I think the bigger picture is, in light of our economical situation today, the benefits package generally given to political leaders, does it make sense as of now? So we're using him as a case study,
I'm going to start
but
with him.
Let us not focus too much on him. Yes.
As an Edo girl, married to an Edo man. Ah, God. I feel very, 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 very cheated. And I feel that the disservice is not from the governor, but from the members of the House of Assembly. Because, you know, the kind of democracy we run, unfortunately, we don't know us, we just vote them in.
We just vote the party.
But these people are supposed to be representing us. And these people are supposed to feel the pulse back home. And I remember traveling home in December last year. And the senator that used Oyofo, that used to represent, tarred the road only to his house.
Imagine.
You'll be following the third road. When you get to his house, you're now diverting to the bad road.
Terrible.
And that is why we have an honorable that would agree to this kind of thing in the present situation, in the present light that we have now. I know that the usual practice is 100% of their basic salary. That's what they leave office with. So that's times 2, whatever they leave office with.
But doesn't this, Jumoke, remind us why we must always vote for the persons? Because when you vote a party in,
exactly,
they have majority in the house. So whatever the governor says, oh, I want 500%, I want this, they just stamp it and approved. So so when we does, I mean, that reminds me, especially even Trump now. Trump now also has the entire system supporting him. Let's go back to.
We're spending billions of naira in pensions because there are 21 former governors and deputies in the Senate and President Buhari's cabinet. I'd like to astound you with what is prevalent in Lagos State. An ex-governor in Lagos State is supposed to get on retirement 2 houses, one in Lagos, one in Abuja. They're supposed to get 6 brand new cars, replaceable every 3 years. Furniture allowance of 300% of their annual basic salary. Their basic salary is 300% of how much they used to get when they were in office. Is outstanding.
So they're earning more than they were earning
when they were in office.
So Lagos State has money.
Lagos
State is working. You can't compare Lagos State and that state.
I agree. But Morayo, when you see it across board, there's also there are many states. I wanted to talk about Governor Joshua Dariye, Rivers State,
Akwa
Ibom, Bukola Saraki. I wanted to just mention them state by state. Who spend the whole day, but it's in billions. And Nigerians are shouting. People are stealing food. They cannot eat.
Getting lynched.
People are kidnapping now.
Getting lynched. Morayo, it is double jeopardy for us as a nation when you are entitled to this and you still go and serve this country and you still collect salary and you still fight in the National Assembly floor to get brand new cars of a specific spec that is imported. Because we have senators saying that they wanted Toyota that is imported.
They don't make it.
But they didn't give them the choice. So they had to take Pojo. And it was still, and they are still earning there. I want to be, because we need to make noise on this. Are they still collecting this huge amount of money as pension? They are getting house allowance as House of Rep members and senators.
They are getting it too.
And they are also entitled to their states buying houses for paying for their house.
Yes.
So, you know, so this is why do we have a selected few elites in the political class robbing us dry in a poor nation with people barely eating, and these our leaders are representing us and they are still eating fat. Also, we live in a country where everybody will struggle to be this, to become a governor.
Politician, yeah.
They will die to become a governor, because if I become a governor, I'll be rich for life.
Yes, for life. Now, interesting. Did you hear the justification of the members of the House of Rep?
Yes.
When they're saying that we need cars to take us from point A to point B, when we are doing research on various committee issues, committee projects that we're doing, oversight functions, we need vehicles.
Mariah, they said that as far as they are going to still do the work, they need the cars for their movements. I'd like to read a few governors. Gombe, there is 300 million naira executive pension benefits for the ex-governor. Zamfara, I'm calling poor states, so
that they don't have resources.
That they don't have.
They don't pay salary.
Zamfara is 4-bedroom house in Zamfara. In Sokoto, it is 200 million.
Jeez.
And 180 million respectively given to governor and deputy.
Let me take this call. Basi from Lekki, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yes. On the topic, Oshomole to get 200 million house. Well, that is a microcosm of the issues facing our country. I want to use this opportunity to address the political class that they should follow the trend of what's going on around the world. Public in very many countries are getting increasingly angry over mismanagement of their respective economies by the political class in those economies. Now, people talk about Brexit, they talk about what's going on with Donald Trump in the UK, and they think those are the places started. It's false. It started in Tunis, in Tunisia. We had a bit of it in Nigeria, in a different column last year, when we changed to this present government. Now we have continued to see the continued trend of bad management, mismanagement, theft, public servants abusing privileges and offices.
Thank you very much, Basil.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Because that's an important point. Nigerians today are getting more educated, more enlightened, understanding what is going on. And hopefully, but is it enough
and I will
to help us to understand what to do when 2019 comes?
People don't know this, Mariah. Actually, I know an average person on the streets of Lagos doesn't know that the governor of his or her state is entitled to a retirement benefit that is 100% more than what they were earning while they were in government. So people didn't know this.
Yes.
And that is why we are making this noise, so that you are aware of that each time you vote. You are voting somebody into power that will become rich for life, but beyond that, the person must be willing to sacrifice for your own good. Because why would you have enough money to pay for your own
sacrifice? That's a word. So our governors in Lagos State, for example, we see them working. So can you really question
how long can they sustain it?
Again.
If you know, Lagos State, for instance, is growing every day. People keep coming. There's serious migration into Lagos every day, and you know, how long can we cope? How long can we continue to see the other man and give that man rather than empower that man? I'd like to think that, you know, the comrade governor was the NLC chairman for years. If Obasanjo sees that man, he sees his nemesis. He should remember what he fought for.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. Because this bill was proposed under him as, as a governor.
Exactly.
He should remember what he fought for. He should look at the common man on the streets of Edo State, the average farmer, and you know, remember
when Oshomole speaks, everybody
listens.
Let me take this call.
You shouldn't be the kind of person for
Abdul Karim, are you there from Ikorodu? Abdul Karim.
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, Abdul Hakim, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. My contribution this morning is that Morayo, 20 million kusa, you know, 20 million kusa to you guys there for bringing up this issue.
20 million
for bringing up this issue. One thing I want us to know is that at the end of the day, you guys are going to be culpable, because you assisted them during the campaign to work with, to make sure we vote for them. I want us to quickly address one issue now. That you guys, God has given you the opportunity. Let us come together. Let us come together and ensure that at the end of the day, we all match. We all match these people out. Because at the end of the day, this is, what's his name? Oshomole, who at the end of the day will tell us the government is not paying enough for workers. And today, look at what Oshiomhole has asserted, you know, from a state where people are being, you know, they are in serious poverty.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, when we started, like I said, the House of Assembly is the buff of this problem. Now, Edo indigenous should know when the time for election comes where their problem is.
I think we all know our independent
House of Assembly.
House of Assembly, National Assembly, we all know that these are our problems.
Representing us. I think that one, what we can do, what we're doing on Department, what is the best we can do, inform you to take ownership. You cannot send every political office holder out when they do things that does not please you. Exactly. What you can do is hold them accountable and let them know that you are watching and you will hold them accountable when the time is right. 2, a government cannot, you cannot work for 4 years or 8 years and earn pension for life and you get your payment. While people that have worked and served this country for
30 years,
35 are on the streets queuing up to get their pension.
That's the real
human.
What's even sad that an ex-governor who is getting so much money as a minister is still getting basic salary of 2 million, accommodation 4 million, vehicle loan of 8 million, furniture 6 million, utility vehicle maintenance 1.5 million, entertainment, all of that. And
in addition to the pensions of billions.
So it's unfair when we're paying minimum wage of 18,000. That's why people are stealing.
I think we can end on that note. Let us take a quick break. When we come back, we'll now talk generally at the retirement package and entitlement of ex-governors. We have a guest in the house who can enlighten us. Maybe we don't know what we're talking about. He can come in and enlighten us more on this topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. Now, with the youth economic crisis that is rocking our country, Nigerians are criticizing the obnoxious laws that have granted lavish retirement benefits to former state officials, like governors and their deputies. Reports have it that most of the state governments are spending billions of naira in pension payment to the former governors who are also drawing salaries from public purse. Joining us on the show is a policy analyst, Mr. Joe Femi Dagunru. Welcome to the show, sir.
Great to have you again.
You can call us on 070-806-6801, or you can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. You've been hearing what we're talking about, and your thoughts, first of all, on what's going on in Edo State.
You know, basically, if you look at this, if someone had asked the governor of Edo State, the new governor, Obaseki, and said, are you going to do this when you get there? I believe he wouldn't have answered that question.
Yes.
And I think like what all of you guys have been saying is just the fact that we don't tend to ask questions, serious good questions, you know, before these people come in. They tell us all this political campaign trash and we absorb it, you know, and when they get there, they do what they want. And but the point is this, it's a legal thing and it's moral thing, 2 ways. Once the House of Assembly, which most of you guys are saying, most of them just rubber stamp all these things, which is the truth. I mean, no one has even said, look, is it true? Must we do this? Look at the situation in our state. Look at the situation in the country. But they've done it, Then the moral issue now comes in. Must I take this? Look at even this guy in America, the president-elect, Trump. You know, he said, listen, I don't even need that.
And he has money now. You can't compare Trump.
Yes.
So Oshiomhole doesn't have money.
So do you think these people, wait a minute, do you think these people, whether you have money or not, you think, like you said, Oshiomhole is so hungry that if he doesn't have that money, he's going to die? Or does it mean that, you know, the goodwill and all the things they have to? President Buhari said, look, even as a military guy, they've not been paying him pension for a while since he was overthrown. Okay, now we're looking at so many things. And how much does the governor, how much do they earn? Even the security vote, nobody can quote, nobody knows what goes out of that security vote. So now when you look at it, we are in debt. our foreign foreign reserve is about 23-point-something billion dollars. It's depleting. We are depleting this every month, and now we want to take a loan. So the masses will begin to look at it. If we take this loan again, is it not from this loan you begin to pay all these governors? So now the public will begin to get more educated. And you see, like what you said, it's unfortunate that there are so many problems why the masses will not be able to watch this program, because if you leave your house, there's no light. So how will they watch what you're saying? How will they see that?
There's an argument that, oh, this is not just Nigeria. It's global. Everybody in America, in London, the pensions are high.
Tony Blair.
Yes, they're earning this much. That's the justification some of these people bring forward.
Yes,
to allow.
Yes, I tell you what, you know, like in Germany, pension has been since the 19th century. It was actually, I mean, you contribute something into it. For normal people, like what you're saying, if you work for 35 or 25 years, you contribute, the government contributes, or your employer contributes into it. What have they contributed for 80 years?
To make them earn.
To get that. So if you
Yes.
contributed something and the government contributes, let's say you are contributing 50 million, or let's say you are contributing 1 million every month and the government pays another 1 million, that's 2 million. So when you retire, you simply want to get 2 million every month. So now you didn't contribute anything, you are being fed, the first lady is being fed, everybody is being fed, and then you come back again and say you want to end that. So to me, it's absurd. But it's a moral issue. You know, when you talk about Obama, you know, increasing and all that, yes, Obama did it, but now the American system is saying, look, we have to begin to review this. If Bill Clinton can go out and make public speeches and earn 130-something million per annum, so why do we pay him all this? Then they want to cut it and they want to cap it and say, look, if you are getting up to 40, anything above 40,000, we'll begin to say from $1 on every other thing you pay back as tax. So it is not something that you just say, no, Americans are doing it. Let's look at why they are doing it. So, and now the situation is before Bill Clinton increased that in 1919, they started 2001. So it's not an immediate thing when you see them. But let me tell you one thing. When you keep talking about America, that's one thing. I don't know where we got this idea of this kind of constitution, of this kind of government. Maybe we stole it, we borrowed it, or whatever, but we drafted this constitution and it was passed into what we are using today, whether military or civilian. But look at it. President Hoover and President J.F. Kennedy, they said they don't want this money. They donated it into charity. So when you look at people morally and they are doing something you want to, don't be surprised. The whole bunch of our senators sitting down there, it will soon become a governor's club. If care is not taken.
Yes.
You know, you see every governor, we just want to go there and their deputies back to House of... So, and they are earning this money. It is the people of this country. The Constitution is with the people, for the people, by the people. But this is not for the people and by the people anymore.
Yes,
this
sir.
is just me, myself, and I. You know, so this is what we're doing.
So two issues, the moral part. The moral part, which is that you shouldn't be you shouldn't be earning your pension as a former governor and still be drawing salary
as
minister
either
or
a minister
senator. Or a senator.
There's no law.
That's
moral.
morally.
Yes.
But what can we do legally to check this? Because you said that they are doing a reform in other countries to ensure that whatever excesses is cut off. What can we do as a country to ensure that there isn't duplicity of Nigerian money going into specific same person's pockets, any salary, drawing salary 3 times from the same country?
We need our people in a house, in various houses, and unfortunately, so you need the people there. At the same time, you need private individuals who are ready to sponsor some of these bills. You know, unfortunately, most of these things you say, you know, referendum. We don't have referendum done before we do a lot of things in this country, and they say, oh, we have a public hearing. Who are the people going into this public hearing? Are they being
politicians?
So now, when you look at it, I have a good example. It is not far-fetched. My wife worked for so long as a civil servant at the federal level. For the past 4 to 5 years, she has not been paid.
Wow. My mother-in-law, same thing.
So if she's not been paid,
well, so can you say that the ex-governor has not been paid in the last 4 or 5 years?
So they are the first people to be paid. And now you begin to wonder, and like you said, this is why they will always fight tooth and nail to get there.
They will die there.
Even the councillor will want to get there. You know, so the situation is this: make it unattractive, number one. Make it unattractive. Who will make it unattractive? We, the people. But let me tell you, you see, right now you don't go on the street again to say so many things. If we begin to use the social media, I think that will contribute a lot, because a lot of young men and women, they can make this happen.
I think one thing we've learned, even at least for me, on this table, since we started the show, is the importance of members of the House of Assembly and National Assembly. Because everybody goes there to print for the president, the executive, our party, forgetting that the people that make the laws are actually almost more important than just the executive.
Yes.
So right now, towards 2019, I think what Nigerians need to understand is that let us call these lawmakers to order.
Yes.
Let's know who they are. Let's see they are people of integrity who can fight, who can morally fight for our own.
Yes, you know what happened? The people of integrity, sometimes they don't have the money to go around. You see, it boils down to so many things, and they don't know the nitty-gritty. You can
That's
speak
why
all
they're
the,
keeping us impoverished
you can speak all the grammar you like. These people is not about grammar. It's about money. It's about sharing money, giving money to some, people in the crowd, and then you get there at the end of the day. And those people that collected this money, they are not going to ask questions. Let me tell you one thing. When you say you need cars to do to perform your functions, you can as well buy a bus, for God's sake.
I mentioned it.
Buy a Corolla bus. When these guys are going to support Saraki, they go in a bus.
They have a poster bus.
Chill, very, then you can buy buses. You don't need all these cars, but these are all moral issues. You see, legally they will tell you, look, we are legally binded to have all these things, and you see, the president cannot stop them. Unfortunately, this is not a dictatorial thing where you say, look, don't. No, the guy cannot say anything. And you see, when you look at it, some headline, they say, listen, Obasanjo, the retired presidents or past presidents or former presidents have not been paid
for 10 months.
Oh, good, for 10 months.
There's no money.
Yeah, he is doing his own part. This is where I can do my own part as a president.
So wait,
this
let
is
me
not
take
the right
this call.
time now.
Efosa. Good morning, Efosa. Are you there?
They're paying back.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yes, go ahead.
Please, I just want to really appreciate you because this is my first time actually hearing any of
welcome to the show.
And it's my first time on your feed. What of Auntie Uwa?
She's not here today. She'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. I just want to appreciate you.
Thank you, Efosa.
Thank you very much.
I was going to talk about this.
Efosa. Sorry about that. All right.
There's this societal justification of the status of the governors. When you become a past governor, they don't want you to drop in standard of living. People should not look down on you and say, okay, you've been there, now you're poor, and so they how justifiable is this?
Looking at Jack Onday's standard of living dropped after he became governor.
But he's a content man.
Maybe that's why.
I don't think it's about. You see, like I said in one forum, I was just asking, who among our senators or any of our lawmakers, be it state or federal, that can say, listen, I raised my hand that I have earned 30 million past before I became a senator? How many of them? So when you are talking about standards, for goodness sake, how many governors can actually say, in my company, I was the chairman and I earned this, so I'm entitled to this? Because you are still going back to your company anyway.
Exactly. You are supposed to.
That's why they stay in politics
So you don't say because you don't want the standard to go. What standard? The standard is for your life. And do you need 2 houses? Do you need all this at the same time?
One in Abuja, one in
when you go to Abuja, you can afford to sleep in an hotel.
Let me take this call. Taufik from Oshogbo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, well, good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to the other members in the house.
Good morning.
You see, what really happened is that I think being a citizen of Nigeria, we have our own fault. If you will talk about the most educated people, please, I will tell you categorically, the educated people that vote in Nigeria, they are not up to 30%. So what are we doing? We need to come up and vote. And please, I listened to your program last week. You guys say you are going to write a petition for us to have independent candidates. Please add my name to it. Please, let's take that effect. Because if we don't have independent candidates to contest elections, please, this is the way we will continue. Because if there are cabal within the political party, we will continue. Look at the houses now. There's nothing the government will take there that will stamp it. But when we have individuals that get to the house, they will collaborate together and see reasons for saying no to it.
All right. Thank you very much. From what, let me let you come in.
So most of the members of a state house of assembly, national assembly, they're in the same political parties with the executive that they're supposed to check. Hence, they would pass such bills into law. What can the people do? Amendments, appeal, whatever. What does do to change this law?
Yeah, you just said something about recall. Have we ever recalled anybody here?
No.
We can, and you mentioned a good point. The same bunch of guys that are there, the same, good people who want to say that they're from the same party, so it's party loyalty. You don't want to go against your party, otherwise the party can even recall it. The party can make sure that, look, you are even impeached or whatever, you know. It's about the party thing. What the gentleman is saying makes sense, that individuals, you know, can say, okay, let's have independent candidate. You know, independent candidates might not work, you know, because it's, you know, when you have 1,001 people or 2,000 people, you know, saying we want to be, but I support that. Why can't
it work?
No, I support that. Wait a minute. You have seen 5 people, you know, contesting and it's inconclusive. So by the time you now have 2,000 people, I mean, it will be double inconclusive. It's mega inconclusive.
Great point.
So, you know, so these are the things we have to look at. Okay. You know,
how do we borrow UKs?
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back,
fantastic point.
We'll take some phone calls and tweets. Stay with us, Obrak.
Inconclusive National Electoral Commission.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right, welcome back. So let's see some tweets, okay?
Joy Bassi says, wonderful guest this morning. Tariq Rose says, democracy is just too expensive. Looking at this, it will be roughly estimates to manage Oshiomhole per year will be over 500 million naira. Frank says, I'm weeping in my office hearing these figures for these greedy governors. What is Buhari fighting? Shame on the governors. Fini says, wow, these guys are ripping us and draining the country, and they keep lying to us that this country is facing hardship. All na lie. Juliet says, and they're telling us that change begins with us. Joko Andu says, as a progressive, non-corrupt man, he claims he should reject it publicly, talking to ex-governor Oshiomhole. Ademiroju says, the question is who will bail the cat? What will happen to the governor and the money if they don't collect it?
Let me take this call from Kaduna. Ilyas, are you there?
I'm there, Mariah.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
And I'm using this medium to congratulate Sister Nina for coming back. And I will say that may Almighty Allah bless the child.
Amen. Thank you.
And the comrade Jumoke in the studio.
Sorry, comrade.
No, Jumoke, she's doing wonderful actually. She's the new chairman of the Inconclusive National Electoral Commission.
The new chairman of Inconclusive National Electoral Commission.
Right.
Let's be honest on the front. Do you know what it costs to become the senator in Nigeria? You spend nothing less than 200 million. That's fact. I'm a member of a senator campaign team. With the way electoral system is being structured in Nigeria, you cannot be a poor man and be anything.
True.
Let's just be real. Because the way these things are being run, if you have an independent candidate, who will monitor your vote for you from the ward and the polling unit to the coalition center?
They're supposed to be volunteers, but
to the local government and to the state level before you are even announced as a senator or as an elected official of the state. So unless if there will be something, a dramatic change or a miracle that will bring in the masses to write down and draft the constitution themselves.
Ilyas.
But we'll keep on living like this until only God knows when.
Ilyas, can I ask you a question?
The honest truth. The system is so complicated in such a way that the masses are being hung in a cage.
Ilyas.
Nobody can do anything as the system is right now.
Can I ask you a question? Can you hear me?
Ilyas, 1 second. 1 second, please. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it the logistics of, you know, mobilizing people, campaigning that costs this money that you spend this 200 million on, or bribing people? Are you giving the masses money, or you're just, you know, what it costs you to buy fuel, paper, and all that? Is that what you spend 200 million on?
It all involves.
Okay.
It all involves all this. It involves.
All right, thank you very much, Ilyas. Thanks for your call.
The reason I asked that question was so you know, understand the role of the masses, because we're talking about recall now. And you know, when it's time to recall, Nigerians will go the Nigerian mentality of, I know it's my brother's turn, it's from my estate, it's an Edoma.
Giving me one out of those 6 stars.
Until when your brother comes, we'll do recall. But right now, let's not do recall, because that is why we don't have any voice. Yeah. We don't have any power to change things. We run a representative government, and we let the people do whatever they like once they get there.
May I quickly read a few tweets that happened, something very important. Adura says, I can't imagine a state having the 5 former governors that will to be a serious problem for the state. So sad. Modi says Nigerians are bloody cowards. You kill a child for stealing Gary, but can't lynch corrupt government officials. The last one, Onome says the system needs to be changed, after which we move from there. Otherwise, revolution is imminent. Nigerians need to wake up and own it.
Let's face it. You see, like what the gentleman earlier said, you know, is a problem. Politics is now a very serious investment. You know, so it is not like you're trying to find out. It's not just about the logistics, the posters, the T-shirt, the face cap. And people will come and sit down in front of your house every morning. You have to feed them.
Feed them.
So, I mean, in other countries where you don't need to feed them, even in all these ones, we keep comparing ourselves to America and other places. You see, if it's in Germany, you are comparing, now look, there are people, whether they work or not, they have monthly benefits, unemployment benefits. So they don't need to come and sit down. They don't even need to know you.
We have to run out. Let me go back to the moral conduct you mentioned, because we need to run out. 27 states are struggling to pay salaries. Should our governors, members of House of Rep, be more morally sensitive to the times? Because we can't legally stop them from approving these things, but can they be morally stopped?
It's not about their people. If you're from my constituency, do I even know where you are? You see, when you have constituency and you have constituency allowance, you have all these things. People don't even know the constituency offices of some of these people.
They don't have.
Yes, and some of these things you begin to say the people are scared. Who is going, like you said, who is going to bail the cat and say, look, follow me? And the moment you see one tear gas, everybody will run behind and say, look, you are on your own. And somebody says, an opposition has given you money to do that. So you are being blackmailed, you know. And until when all of us become a so-called kabu-kabu economic analyst. So we begin to go to the market and talk to these kabu-kabu people, talk to the market women, and the market women, they have the masses to vote. But let me tell you, all these things we are saying, like I was telling you, it is not just only the government. The private sector is itself. You see, if you steal money, where do you keep the money? You go to the bank, and the bank officer says, look, I took us 10 days to count this money. So can the bank say, look, this guy has stolen money? Let's report it to EFCC directly. So there are a lot of problems, you know, we are facing in the country. It's not just about that.
I wanted to quickly say that we went to the Lagos State House of Assembly to watch the plenary session. If more people get involved in this, you can at least hear what your constituents, your representatives are saying on the floor. We can then go on Twitter and social media and start to campaign against them. Once they know that we're involved, they will start to do the right thing. It's a long process.
Do they read what you say? Are they concerned about what you say?
No, but we can get the people. She's right. We were there. So we know the arguments on the table. So we can say, you know what, we agree with Honorable this, please support him. That kind of So that's a good idea.
How many people will go to that place?
We have to start going.
So you have to start paying their bosses. Yes. You know, those are the kind of things you have to see.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. That's all we can take on the show today. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.